the university experience as a whole, like student life and things like that, what was that experience like for you? Have you got any particular highlights of your time at university?
Um, I mean, to be honest with you, the thing that really stands out for me that I got from it was just meeting some really amazing people. The first thing was just like the diversity in people, meeting from people from all over the world. Some of the people in my course were sort of from sort of like Dubai, lots of people from Spain. Yes, one of the lads from Turkey, literally all over the world, and just sitting around them and talking to them about their cultures and what they're going to do when they go home on Christmas break or summer break. Yeah, really great. And then just having a laugh with them. So we kind of just found like in between lectures we had quite a lot of time to just socialise. So we'd go to like the SU cafes or bars, play pool, just hang out. Yeah, and those are kind of just the best moments of just sitting and chilling and chatting to people. And as you go through university, you kind of build your groups of friends and you get to meet lots of new people, and then people outside of your course as well, other people at university. And I find kind of as I went through university, I became more social and built bigger groups of friends. That's one big thing that stands out. Also sort of trips and opportunities that you get when you go to university. The last couple of years I've gone on sort of course trips to Airbus Toulouse in France, and Airbus Space in Bremen, Germany. So they were some really, really good trips, just to see what different industries there are, what different jobs there are, then also to just go for a bit of a laugh and get away with your uni mates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's such a good point again to point out about you being at home. But even though I think some people feel like if they stay at home whilst they're at university, they won't get that same social side of things. But actually, you know, it's exactly the same. You will still get to meet people. You will still make friendships. You can still go out and enjoy that university experience.
Yeah, actually, I think if anything, it kind of makes you more social, I find. So in my second year, because I was travelling to campus, that sort of time in between lectures, whereas in my first year in between lectures I'd probably go back to my halls because it was only a 10-minute walk away, and therefore I was only in that time socialising with the people I live with if they were there, so that was maybe 2 or 3 people. Whereas in my second year in that time I'd like say sit in cafes, ask someone if they want to go for a drink, or do some group work with some people that are also in universities. So actually I was spending a lot more time with people when I couldn't just run off home quite quickly. Whereas some people go actually only live 10 minutes away, going back to their flat in that time. I was actually then spending time with more people. So actually, if anything, it kind of forces you to be a bit more social and meet some more people. So yeah.
Great. And then when it comes to your course, were there any particular subjects or topics that you studied that you found really interesting?
There's stuff that I find, well, within, I won't get too nerdy, within aerospace there's a couple of different sectors that you can sort of go into. And there's stuff that I find really hard and just even now it's gone straight over my head and don't get. So kind of like the real aerodynamic side was dead interesting, but dead complicated, and I sort of lost it on me. The stuff that I really like is kind of more structural and stress analysis of stuff. So kind of probably if you're doing A levels now, kind of sort of stuff you're doing in physics, stress analysis, maybe mechanics and maths, and applying that to real subjects. So I got really interested in looking at wing structures and how they're built, wing box sections with ribs and spars, and how the stresses flow through that. So that was probably from about my second year what I was really keen in looking at.
Part of your course as well, did you do any sort of placements or work experience?
Yes, so like I said, my degree ended up being 5 years. So between my second and third year, I took a placement year. So I worked in industry. I worked for a company called Atkins, who are engineering consultancy, and I worked in their aerospace sector. So that was also based in Bristol as well. But yeah, so during that year actually was where I got really interested into the analysis side of stuff. So I was involved in the Airbus A350 winglet design. So doing lots of sort of computational analysis, working with customers, just getting involved, which was really good. So really technical work for a year, and then went back to university in my third year.
Great.
And then doing a master's as well, which is why 5 years.
I see. Great. Yeah, that's an amazing. And like to have a full year's worth of experience, you know, you must learn so much from that. So yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, doing, I think most universities try and get students to do either a summer placement or a full year placement, but you gain so much more out of it than you would if you just did a degree without it. And you can tell the students that have gone on a placement or have some work experience, when it comes back to coming back to university, are a lot more grounded, and sort of other skills, sort of like your time management, working with people, so sort of problem solving and teamwork becomes instantly a lot easier, and you don't really realize why or how, but it's those skills you kind of naturally picked up from being in a workplace. Yeah.
Great. And the final question about university is, you know, how has university helped you in the sense of your personal development, but then also in the sense of your career development?
In terms of my personal development, I think it's made me, I mean, like I said, I've always enjoyed learning, so I've really enjoyed being at university. It's been a lot more sort of independent studies. It's kind of forced me, whereas I think when you go from sort of school and A levels and your teacher's kind of always telling you what to do, and you might have homework or sort of imminent deadlines every week or so, with university you're kind of given a bit more freedom, and if you don't get stuff handed in or you don't do stuff that you're told to do, there's not really any consequences. So it's kind of getting that self-motivation that actually the only reason I'm doing this is for me. Like, if I don't do it, it's just me that's going to feel the effect. The teachers aren't going to be chasing you. No one's going to be disappointed in you. Like, you just go off the radar. So it was kind of that, actually taking some responsibility on yourself, that actually I need to get this done. And then also in engineering, a lot of it is group work. So it's kind of having that, being able to work in a team and take on responsibility for yourself, and that if you don't do it, you're letting the rest of the team down. So yeah, but that's a big part of it. I think, I don't know, in terms of, like I say, I've made so many friends, and just contacts, and even now that I finished university, we've all gone off to different places and we've all got different jobs, but I think so many people make friends for life when they're at university, and they're not really friends that ever leave you, and that's actually quite interesting to follow what they do in their sort of careers, what I end up doing in mine. And really good to catch up in a couple of years' time. I think we'll be in different places and doing really interesting stuff.